Hello, everybody, and welcome to this
Minisode
of the Calypso Cigar Review Podcast. I am Brandon,
I am Randy.
and as always, we're at the lovely Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge in Richardson, Texas.
Absolutely.
And we didn't say that on episode 80 at all.
No,
No,
not one
no
time.
introductions of who we are. Where we.
None.
It was a different episode. It was,
was.
it was a special episode.
It was.
We put to.
You'll have to post this one after 80. So
yeah, I will. We laid down the Series C.
Laid it
the
to rest.
Nicaragua. Yeah.
We even dropped them in the ashtray at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. I was going to hold mine and just mess with you and take another puff and fuck you over, but I decided not to do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't do anything.
Because that would be a douche move.
And you'd never do douche
I'm
moves.
not a douche. I'm a nice guy,
Yeah.
says my wife. That never says that.
Your mom likes you, I know that.
Yeah, I know. When did you become such a douche? Quote from my wife. When I turned 40 and didn't give a fuck. That's basically when that
There you go.
happened.
There you go.
You get to a certain age, you're like, you know what? I only got a couple of years left. I'm not going to be nice anymore. What's the point?
Hopefully you have more than a couple years
Yeah,
left.
I know. Well, not with all these cigars. No, I'm just kidding.
What are we smoking today, Brandon?
Today we are smoking the CAO.
The cow.
Yep. Amazon Basin. It's super special. You know why?
Why?
Because it's the Amazon Basin.
It's from the Amazon Basin.
And it has a cool band that is not a band, but it's actually wrapped up tobacco leaf.
Tobacco leaf.
So
Yeah.
it's fancy looking.
Pretty cool.
You know what? It's cool that they're doing something different because everybody's putting out the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
CAO, which is a big brand that's
Yep.
owned by now General.
Yep.
And they actually went and did something different. So I'm going to quote here from Cigar Coop, because he's a buddy of ours, and he probably won't mind. The CAO Amazon Basin is described as a small batch, limited release. This is plagiarism, by the way. And this cigar incorporates rare tobacco from a remote region of the Amazon rainforest known as the Braganyac. I knew I was going to mess that up. I'm doing great.
You are. Awesome.
Braganca. Say that
Braganca,
fast 5
nice.
times. This tobacco is organically grown in unspoiled tropical land and harvested only once every 3 years.
Nice.
The seedlings are transplanted directly into the soil on a full yard apart. As a result, the results are small yield, which is half of other tobacco plants. And all of these factors lead to the uniqueness of this cigar.
Cool.
So that's cool.
Well, I'm going to cut using our Monte Cristo cigar scissor donated to us by Altadis USA and the great Eddie Gavito.
So wrapper on this. Ecuadorian Sumatra, binder Nicaraguan filler, also Nicaraguan. Comes in one size, box of 20, 6x52 Toro. So
Oh, I didn't even check the cold draw. Damn.
it's a box of 18, sorry. That's what it says. No cold draw for you then, huh?
No, I have had this. You have not.
I have not. But this is just, it's one of those cigars that people were talking about at the show because it was different and weird and it used something that's not regularly used out there. And I think that's kind of key now in the cigar industry is to
This
be
is like
unique.
Seriously, it's dense.
Yeah.
Like,
Is to be unique, and there's not a whole lot of uniqueness left, I think. You had the big movement recently with the fire cured stuff. So you had the Kentucky Fire Cured, and then you had a couple others doing the same thing. So it's interesting that they're actually branching out and using stuff that is not necessarily being used everywhere else. It just brings to the uniqueness of the cigar experience and gives us all something different to try.
right.
So
Cold draw.
cold draw is very weird.
It is.
There's a distinct flavor. I'm trying to figure it out here, but let me do the cold retro hell. Hold on.
Okay.
It's like candy. It's strange. I can't place it.
It's kind of anise.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit of anise.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Is this closed foot? No, it's not closed. Okay.
No.
So you've already lit yours. You got it going.
Yeah.
I gotta light mine. But yeah, this is just one of those cigars that makes people talk. When you see it, you're like, what the heck is that? And where can I get one?
Right. Boy, I got
Well,
a
you
lot
could
of
get them
smoke.
here at the Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge.
Yes, you can.
If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely come visit us and pick up some cigars. We appreciate that.
And make sure you tell us that you heard about it from the show.
Yep. What does that get you if they do that? Smile from Randy.
Smile from Randy.
And hey, let's go ahead and put it out there. Can we do a special on these?
I don't know.
Can we? We're going to say no.
I think he only got one box.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Wow. He went exclusive on it. One box. This is a dense cigar. This is taking forever to light.
Yeah.
I think this lighter is finally dying. I've had this lighter since forever. I think
It's
it's
the triple
finally...
flames are all like combined now as
Yeah.
one.
It's not doing the whole triple flame thing like it's supposed to.
I'm just getting like tobacco. The sweetness is
It's funny
coming
because that
back.
weird taste you get on the cold draw is not there.
Mm-mm. It's
There's definitely a mustiness to it.
Yeah.
It's very earthy, very musty. Reminds me instantly of Ometepe. Getting that kind of an Ometepe.
Yeah.
I get that like mossy kind of thing that you get with Ometepe. So
Yeah.
I imagine it's kind of similar as far as the way it grows and everything, because
Right.
it is on an island and it's special.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Nice.
CAO has been doing some things lately, a little different than a lot of the other guys.
Yeah.
So
They are.
they've had some interesting lines. Where they did that little thing where it was like you don't know what it is. Was the A, B, or C, and
Yeah.
then they came out with the hurricane, and what was the other one? The
Thunderstorm.
thunderstorm. It was whatever.
called.
Yeah, good. We do our research on this show. I tell you what, we're ready to
What
go.
was it called?
Mm.
I liked it better than the Hurricane, but I can't remember
Did you
the
really?
name of it.
I remember having Hurricane and not being very impressed with
Yeah, I
that.
didn't
but,
like the Hurricane much. We were
but in the Hurricane was the one that won. It was like the one that everybody liked
Yeah.
the best, which is kind of odd.
Their
So-
not gimmick. That's not the word I'm using, but their marketing, I guess, is the word I'm looking for.
Mm.
Of the CAO is pretty cool. I mean, they're doing some unique things that other companies aren't doing. So they're stepping outside the box.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep, for sure. And that's always nice
Mm.
when they go the extra mile to kind of bring something out there that's not everybody's.
Retrohale's pretty tough.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that yet. Let's try it. Oh. Yeah, that okay, so that licorice is kind of there on the retrohale. I'm getting that.
So I have to hold my cigar over here
That's smoky boy.
because I know because it's
And it's got some serious waftage.
Mm.
So it's coming out of both ends there, which is great for a cigar, not good for a person.
Yeah, I've got waftage.
Yep.
Yeah, it puts off a shitload of smoke.
That's cool. I like that. Except for when you're in an enclosed space and it goes right in your face. But,
Yep.
you know, hey, that happens.
That happens.
That's one of the things you get used to as a smoker. And you hope that it goes to your friend like it is now.
Yeah,
It's going to you.
blowing right at me. I keep breathing it through my nose.
That's awesome.
It's not
And
even
we're pairing
retrohale,
with
it's
the
just
great drink
snorting.
today. We're pairing with water.
God's nectar.
God's Nectar, which oddly enough, we were just witnessing the power of water in the film Waterworld with
It's playing in the
Kevin
background.
Costner.
I know it's not a DVD of mine or anything. It was just on Sci-Fi.
It is. It's his signed DVD that he got from Kevin Costner when he met him that time after he stalked him.
I
for
need a
month.
signed CD or DVD from Kevin Costner.
You should get a signed poster from like Wyatt Earp and have that in your bedroom. That'd be cool.
I did have a wider. I went a game room
Mhm.
and I got movie posters from my favorite movies and framed them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Wyatt Earp, Cool Hand Luke, believe it or shockingly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. There were 4. What was the 4th one? Oh, Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. I have that poster.
That's a cool poster.
That's a great poster. The
It is.
silhouette with the gun behind
Yeah.
his back.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's awesome.
fantastic poster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wyatt
love
Earp's
it.
the one where it's the cover, you know, where it's when he kills Curly Bill.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the duster flapping in the wind, and he's got his gun pulled. It was a cool looking poster.
Yeah. Way to spoil it for people.
Okay, in the next segment, I will tell you my Wyatt Earp spoiler story that is funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Wyatt Earp spoiler story. So yeah, CAO's been doing some interesting stuff lately. They've got those the Christmas ones that we still have one to review. We did the Evil Snowman,
Yeah, we did that.
and now we have like Bad Santa. It's not called Bad Santa. It's something with Santa. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's Evil Santa and Bad Snow. I don't know. Whatever it is, we got the Santa one to do, which I'm kind of waiting for Christmas to do
Right,
that.
yeah.
And then we've got what was the other one they did that was kind of cool? I don't know. Anyway,
All right. Well, this is a mini, so we're gonna
take a break.
take a break and
Already?
come back.
Oh. Well, we're just getting into it. We'll come back for the second, third. So far, very earthy and musty and a little bit of that Ometepe kind of mossiness that you get with that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty spicy on the retrohale.
Yeah. I'm starting to pick up a flavor. I'll try to figure it out during the break.
Yeah, I'm getting something weird too. We'll figure it out and we'll come back.
Nice one.
Oh.
Way to bring us back in from the break.
And we're back for the second, third
God.
of the CAO Amazon Basin. You know I'm going to cut that out.
No.
Amazon Basin.
He just burped a seal.
And
Jeez.
this is definitely an interesting and slightly unique cigar.
Yeah. Having ash issues.
It's very flaky ash. So if
Yeah.
you're going to smoke it, I mean, I got through most of the forced. Doing great.
You're
doing
awesome.
most of the first third, got through it without flaking it, but it's very bloomy. It's
very bloomy.
I don't know if that's just
both
because
of us have a little off-kilter burn.
yeah, the burn's not 100% great, but hey, it's still nothing that needs to be corrected at this point, so I'm gonna go with it. As far as the flavors,
it's a bitter, kind of sour cocoa-y.
Yeah, it's got a little bitterness to it. It's like a really, it's like baker's chocolate. There's a difference between like dark chocolate, which is sweet but still tasty, and baker's chocolate, which is straight up bitter. So it's like a slight baker's chocolate with a little bit of earth. Well, I say a little bit. It's got a lot of earthiness, and it's got some spice to it as well. But there's also hints of raisin sweetness to it, but it's very much, it's like you get a blast of it when you puff in, and then it dissipates very quickly. So it's just kind of there, and then poof, it's gone. So you get that little hint of sweetness, and then you're back to the earthiness of it all.
And then I just burped. So okay, there we go. Okay,
I would say as far as strength, what, like medium to full?
medium to full.
Yeah,
6.5, 7.
Yeah.
Say that.
So it's got some strength to it. I wouldn't say for people who are used to the milder stuff or the medium stuff, not a morning cigar, but definitely something you'd want after a nice steak or a good meal. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I teased my Wyatt Earp.
Okay, go for it.
Spoiler story. Okay, if you've listened to past episodes, you know I was a Wyatt Earp nerd, meaning the real Wyatt Earp, and very well versed in his history. And so I would go on IMDb on the message boards, and people would ask me questions on the Wyatt Earp message board. Why did Wyatt do this and all this kind of. It was kind of fun. Well, somebody on the Tombstone movie board saw it, and so he started, ripping me. Or kind of, if you like, if you know Wyatt Earp, you should like Tombstone better, and blah. So we would argue and debate historical facts. Well, one day we both got a scathing post from a guy who says, you guys are supposed to put spoiler alerts on these things. I just typed him back. I said, it's historical. This happened over 120 years ago. If you don't know the story now, and I don't feel bad for spoiling anything. By the way, the Titanic sinks. Jesus dies in Passion of the Christ.
Right.
Rattled off like 5 or 6.
Right.
Guy typed back, "You're a dick."
I had a buddy of mine tell me a story about he was dating this girl, and this is when he knew he should stop dating girls that are younger than him. And they were watching The Alamo together, which, hard enough to get through that movie. He's talking the new one, right? And she's getting sleepy, and she's like, I'm going to turn in, I can't make it. He's like, all right, we'll watch the rest of it later. She's like, I already know we win.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Jeez.
Wow.
Was she Mexican? Then she could be right.
Right. No, she wasn't Mexican. But it's just so funny. So he said next day he sent her the joke, the Far Side joke with the guy at the Alamo selling T-shirts. It's like, we kicked Santa Ana's ass or something, and it's like marked down the price to like $1.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, hey, you probably weren't dating her very much after that, were you? That story was from my buddy Chip Kinlock. So thanks, Chip, for that laugh at work.
That's good. That is good. So, it's the IMDb message boards that got me not interested in cigar boards or any kind of boards
just
at all.
Because of all the trolling in there.
Yeah, there's
and
trolling,
the
the dicks, and I check it every now and then, but it's just I don't post anything
the
anymore.
Cigar boards tend to be a little more forgiving because I think you have that attitude as a BOTL that we're all in this because we love the hobby, smoking cigars, and for the most part, people get along and they agree with everything. So there's not a whole lot of that. The only time you ever get any animosity is if you go in certain boards where people are very favorable towards a certain cigar and you say something negative about said cigar.
Yeah, well, they're going to get pissy about that.
Yeah, and that's
I've
really
seen how mean they are to noobs.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing I like about Stogie Friends is they don't really, they're real easy and nice to noobs, and they'll help them with, they actually answer questions instead of going, look it up, do a search.
We've already done that.
Yeah, I hate that whole do a search thing. That's just rude. So
yeah,
they're pretty nice, and that's why I like Stogie Friends because they're a good bunch of guys, and they do a lot of V-herfing too, which we've talked about before. But they'll get together and on Google Plus, and they'll just all smoke cigars and hang out together, and that's a good way to get a feel for the site and get to know the people that are in there and put faces to names because a lot of these people, they won't use their real names. They'll be like, I'm Pink Pony, and he's got a picture of something from My Little Pony on there. You meet him and he's like this big burly guy from New Jersey.
Nice.
It's like, what?
Nice.
So
that's hilarious.
it's just a great way to put a face to a name and actually get to know these people. So don't be afraid of the message boards. Go on Stogie Friends, check it out. It's a great way to get a lot of good information and share your love of cigars with other people. And they don't just have cigar stuff there too. They talk about music and movies and everything. They have a great funny pictures post that I read every single day, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff grabbed from the internet, and they just put jokes and stuff there. It's awesome. So
That's cool. I wasn't saying don't go on message boards. I just
oh
said,
yeah, you know, you do get a lot of that. I mean,
I was
you're
on
gonna,
it for, and it just took up too much of my time. And I was working from home, was probably spending 3 hours of my workday on IMDb message boards.
yeah.
You know,
At that point, you're a little bit obsessed,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Just, you know,
going back, did somebody post anything about what I just posted?
right? Now, just imagine if you had that now with
Yeah.
your iPhone or with
Oh,
your
yeah.
not iPhone, but your smartphone,
Smartphone, yeah.
being able to get all those updates instantly.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you'd be on it even more. It'd
Yeah, I
be
know.
worse.
So I'm glad I weaned myself off
Yeah.
that. But
So there is one thing I will say about this is I'm getting a jam up at the head of the cigar with some tobacco. It seems like it's getting a little gushy up there, almost like every once in a while you get like a tar buildup. So there's kind of a tar buildup on the top of this for me. I don't know if that's because of the stuff that they used in it or if it's just the particular cigar. Who knows? But
yeah, 'cause maybe I'm getting a little bit of that.
you just get that little kind of blast of, you know, it's like almost like a real dense cigar
Yeah.
flavor.
It's like
Liquid almost.
Yeah.
It's weird. And sometimes that can be really bitter and off-putting, but this is actually not bad. It's nice.
Yeah.
So kudos on CAO for trying something different and bringing a little bit something unique to the market.
Yeah.
I always champion that, and we were talking about it off mic, but this might be something that you definitely would want to put aside. You know, go to your B&M, pick up a couple because it is limited, and smoke them now. But then also save a couple and see how they age. Maybe give them 6 months to a year and try them and see what happens. Because it is, you know, it's different stuff. So you never know. It might turn into something pretty epic, or it might flavor out. You don't know. I always like to get 5 and
It's like a risk reward on.
yeah, it is. I mean, I always like to get, you know, I'm not a big box buyer. I'm saying, you know, because you know, you're as you progress as a smoker, your palate changes, and you know, you get a box of something, and then 6 months down the road, you're like,
I don't like that anymore.
I
Yeah.
smoked 5 and I don't like them anymore. So another good thing with the forums is you can sell off your stuff that you're not into smoking anymore, and there'll always be someone to buy it. But it's just a good idea to get 5, smoke one now, put the rest aside. Maybe a couple months later, come back, try it again. A couple months later, come back, try it again.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you know, these things are living, breathing items, and they do change over time. It's like wine. You know,
Yeah.
wine ages finely. A lot of cigars do too.
Yeah. So I've really got a bad burn. I don't know if you can see that.
Mine's kind of evening out a little bit.
So I've got a.
You gonna straighten yours up a little bit?
I'm gonna go a little longer.
Yeah. All right. So this is a mini, so we're gonna take another break. We'll come back for the final third of the Amazon Basin, and I've been told by people that I've asked on my phone not to smoke through the band because it gets very hard to smoke through and it gets very bitter. So we'll remove the band.
We'll give it a shot.
All right. We're back. All right, so we're back for the last third of this cigar is making me burp, man. I can't help it. CAO Amazon Basin.
Basin.
Yes, and I'm at the point now where I'm going to have to take this band off, so, well, this stringy weird thing.
Are you gonna take it off?
Look at that. Whoa, I'm doing it.
Your cigar's unraveling on you, man.
No, that came off pretty easy. Oh, it's weird. It's all like pressed and formed.
Nate like
underneath
just
it.
destroyed his when he tried to take it
Yeah,
off.
I got it off. So now you're stuck with this little wiggly thing. I don't think that can go in any kind of cigar band collection there, unfortunately.
Where'd you get it? I mean, where'd you start?
It looks like I'm not going to say what it looks like because it's pretty disgusting what it looks like.
Where'd you start? I can't even.
It has there's a point in there where you can see where it's
I think
oh, you got it.
Where? There?
No, you didn't get it.
No.
Am I gonna have to take your band off for you? As he does that, we'll continue to talk about what this looks like. Looks like one of those snakes from when you were a kid when you light it. You know, the little street snakes
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Those little
Yeah.
firecrackers. You light it, and it goes. And you thought it was gonna be this way cool thing, but it's just this, basically. It also looks like a dried umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Anybody who's had children.
A dried umbilical
Yeah,
cord.
that's a nice visual.
Thank you. Hopefully, people aren't eating while they're.
listening to
Listening
the
to the
show,
show.
right? But and it makes it a nice place for you to put your fingers because it does kind of squeeze the cigar right there. So you have a little divot now for your fingers.
A finger divot.
Mm-hmm. For the last third. So it has changed a little bit. I think
Okay,
it's probably changed a
almost
couple
got it.
times since it started. That mossiness. You got it. Yay.
Tore it, though.
A little bit. I didn't tear any of mine. Mine came off
Oh,
pretty
wait, no,
clean.
that's still just another part of it.
Okay, yeah, that's what mine did. It had an extra part there that you had to take
Yeah,
off, yeah.
okay.
So it does come off. You have the ability to get it off pretty cleanly. Recommend not smoking through it. I've heard. Bitter.
Mentioned I smoked it before. I smoked into the band,
Mhm.
and that's when I just got rid of it. because
Yeah,
the ban
that will-
did not taste good.
It'll become very bitter, and it'll make you not want to smoke the rest of it. So I recommend removing the ban. And don't forget to ash, because that ash is very flaky,
Floury.
and it'll come off pretty easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't smoke this in front of a fan or anything.
No, yeah. Treat it like a Connecticut. Don't smoke it outside. Bring it inside. What would you pair this with? What would be something that you would pair this with?
You know what just immediately popped in my head?
Go for it.
Like a Cabernet.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
like a dry
Like a dry
red
wine?
Dry red wine.
I was thinking this might pair okay with like a Lagavulin or
Yeah, very, very peaty scotch.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it would actually kind of balance it out. I mean, this is pretty earthy and almost peaty in itself. So
It's interesting because the second you said it,
Mhm.
I could taste red wine. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
made me think that. Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, go with the red wine pairing, or you can get some nice scotch, some nice peaty scotch, and probably pair pretty nicely with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do like a Pinot Noir or
No,
Zinfandel or anything. I would definitely have to go Cab.
Like a cab, or maybe something. What's that one that pairs really well with meat? Because this has kind of almost like a deep kind of meatiness to it or something. But not a Shiraz. What's that one that I like? That's keep talking and I'll
Because
remember it.
Shiraz is kind of a milder one.
No,
too.
Shiraz is real mild. I'm thinking of the one
Uh,
that's from Argentina.
Oh, yeah, I never can remember what that is.
Yeah, you not a fan of those?
I've had only
Mm-hmm.
a couple, but see, when I drink red wine, I prefer a Pinot Noir, or a Shiraz, or a Zinfandel.
Yeah,
Not white Zinfandel.
I like
Red-
cabs, man. I like Cabernet.
I'm not. You know what? Maybe it's just me, but I get gunk in my mouth when I drink Cabernet. It's like the grapes. It's like I get this like collection in my. I don't know if it makes sense. You know.
Yeah, I know what you're
I'm
talking
saying.
about. Yeah, it's they're very there's a lot of tannin.
Yeah.
a lot of tannin in,
Yeah,
in
that's the
those. Yeah, so,
So yeah, I'm not crazy about Cab. I mean, I'll drink it, but
Origin.
dead air,
Yep.
dead air.
Dead air.
So I don't know if you can see Brandon's shirt. Well, I mean, you can see his shirt, but it says "Support the troops" and it's stormtroopers.
Yep. Not trying to be
Not
disrespectful to
Nazi
troops at all.
stormtroopers,
Yeah, no.
but
but
from
yeah.
Star Wars, obviously.
For Star Wars troops, yes. God, what is that darn Argentinian wine? Malbec. There you go.
What's
I
that?
got it.
All back.
Yeah, so it would go, I think, pretty nicely with a Malbec as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
Malbec might overpower it, but so maybe go with what he said instead. But
Cabernet,
yeah,
yeah.
try it. It's always nice to know what to pair with a cigar, but we're doing water, and it's fine.
That's
you
been
know.
fine.
No nickups from this one, but you got nickups from the Series C, huh?
I did.
That's interesting.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
this is stronger, I think, than the Series C.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it is.
Maybe a little stronger.
Definitely more robust on the retrohale.
Mm-hmm.
The Series C kind of mellowed out in the middle and then got more robust at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, we smoked both at the same. Yeah, it was one day thing. We do every once in a while we do minisodes right after a full. But that was a good way to
Curtain
do it,
pulled
though.
back.
Yeah, curtain pulled back.
Well, I just got a burp.
Yep, there
Yep.
you go. I
Yep.
said it. Now it's
You
happening.
jinxed me.
That's the stuff right there, baby. So yeah, it's definitely unique. If they have it in your local area, pick us some up at your pick us some up.
Pick some up.
Pick
You
us some
turn
up.
Italian all of a sudden.
Pick us some up. Over at your local B&M, or if you're in the area, come over and check out the Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge and pick a couple up.
And
got 'em here.
And September 24th, we have Southern Draw. It's a
Mm-hmm.
new cigar line. We're going to have an event or a tasting. And still haven't decided what we're going to drink or what pairing we're doing.
What would you pair with the Southern Draw?
I-
Do you know what the
I
flavor
can't think.
profile is? Can you describe? For
well,
our
the one
listeners
called the
and
kudzu,
viewers?
the one called the kudzu is real strong. So
Is it the Great Kazoo?
not kudzu, kudzu.
Oh, okay. What does
Uh,
that mean? What's a
I have no
kudzu?
idea. That was a good one. There's something called the Hawthorne
Okay.
that I wasn't as crazy about, but I did like it. But I've only had one of each,
Okay.
and it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks. So.
Okay.
But it's a new company. They're based out of Austin. AJ Fernandez does a lot of their cigars, maybe all of them. I'm not sure. And we're gonna have the guy on, so we'll find all that
Support
out.
your Texas cigar guys and check out some Southern Draw.
There's some good ones coming up in Texas, with Ezra Zion and
Mm-hmm.
Southern Draw, and I
Yep.
can't think of anyone else, but there are.
It's that time in the industry, man, where people are coming out of the woodwork and just trying new things, making new things, and very exciting to be a cigar smoker right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're on the edge and, you wouldn't be watching this, but if you're on the edge and you're with people who do smoke them and you're like, give it a try. Guess what? You're probably going to love it,
Yep.
and you'll have a new hobby that is fantastic.
El Fantastic.
We'll rape your wallet like nobody's business.
Once again, you bring up rape.
Wallet rape.
I know. It's just a word you love.
I know. It's, whatever.
I'm glad you quit using that punching babies line.
Hey, man. I'm speaking truth juice, man. Drink it, bitch. Yeah. That's good stuff.
This is finishing better than I was expecting.
Yeah, it is. Well, you didn't finish it last time. You got to the
right.
band
I
and
got to the
gave
band and
up
stopped,
on it.
yeah. That's why I wasn't expecting it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tasty. I mean, I don't know it'd be an everyday smoke for me because it's kind of unique in its profile.
Yeah, I don't think I would smoke this every day.
But definitely something that you want to have in the humidor and revisit every once
Work
in a while
it in
for
your
something.
rotation
Yeah,
or something.
something unique. Because it does have some uniqueness to it.
It does.
Yeah, and that's cool. So can you think of other unique cigars besides the Series C that you just kind of smoked it and you're like, man, this is really different. This is something I haven't had before.
Oh, yeah, a lot, but nothing's coming to mind.
Yeah.
Interesting cigars.
Interesting cigars. Not infused. We'll stay away from the infused stuff because those are definitely interesting when you try them. You've never had an infused cigar. You try it, you're like, what the hell is this? It tastes like
Why don't we think about that during the break?
baby lotion and what? That'd be a horrible cigar.
It's terrible.
Tastes like baby lotion.
Jeez. Let's think about interesting cigars, and we'll talk about that in the final segment.
Okay, we'll do that then. I thought this was the final segment.
No, we're not even done with the cigar yet.
Okay, fine.
I'm
We'll
going
be
to tell
back.
people what the cigar's like if we don't finish it.
We'll be back. All right, so we're back for the final word on the CAO Amazon Basin. What do you think?
I like the final third better than the rest of the cigar.
Yeah, it definitely kicks in with a lot more flavor in the final third. A lot more interesting. I think the first and the second third were good. They had a lot of things going on, but it just kind of kicked in with a lot more of the good things. So it's definitely more
Backloaded.
yeah, it's backloaded for sure. It's very, very earthy still, but there's a lot of different little notes. I'm almost getting like a black cherry note sweetness just kind of lingering there.
It's
So-
what was the word I was going to use? Oh, well. Yeah, I liked the first 2/3. It was fine. It's a good cigar. It's complex. Definitely say this is a
Yeah,
complex
definitely
cigar.
complex cigar. Yeah, a lot going on, and
Some changes. And
so definitely take your time smoking it. It's a Toro. You should get a good long while out of it if you take your time with it.
it because of the change, I would say the changes were subtle though, because you didn't notice until, and you'd be all of a sudden like, oh wow, that
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was getting stronger here.
yeah. That anise is back. That licorice, especially on the inside of the mouth. It's under
Especially
the
on
tongue.
the lips. I'm getting
Yeah.
on the lips.
Yeah, it's under the tongue for sure. It's there. So we talked about interesting cigars, and this is just cigars that maybe took it through you for a loop. Wasn't what you were expecting. Maybe the first time you got a unique flavor out of a particular cigar. What was some interesting cigars for you?
Well, I always reference the Tempest. That was interesting to me when I first smoked it because I wasn't expecting anything. Matt just said, go smoke a Tempest. And what I noticed on that cigar was, while it was everything I like, it was powerful, a lot of flavor, complex, it was after I smoked the cigar, it was that aftertaste. And I'd never really noticed a good aftertaste with the cigar. And so that one stuck with me.
Okay.
And then I would say the Cane F Lancero was an interesting smoke on it because I don't like the Cane F. And the only reason why I smoked the Lancero is Jack gave me one. And I thought, well, I'll try it in a Lancero, and I love it. The
Yeah.
Lancero. So those are two that pop into my head immediately.
Yeah. The first time I smoked, I mean, I'd smoked a lot of Fuentes, but I hadn't had the Añejo, and I heard about the Shark, and everybody's like, oh, you got to smoke the Añejo.
I remember
and
the
that,
cigar now.
considering everything else that at the time I'd smoked from Fuente, very Cameroony, very, they all have kind of that Fuente profile. That one was definitely unique to me. It had almost like a bourbony sweetness to it. It
Yeah.
was just totally different than I didn't expect it at all. I was expecting pretty much another Fuente, and it was 180 away from what they normally do. So for me, that was a very unique smoke. The L40 Drew Estate Lancero, which is pretty difficult, hard to get. For me, that was the first cigar I ever smoked that had straight up raisin. I mean, it was like hit you in the face raisin sweetness with that cocoa. It was like smoking, chocolate covered raisins. It was great. I loved it. So those are two that really kind of stick in my mind as
I thought
very
of another
unique.
one.
Okay, go.
The Fuente Hemingway Maduro.
Okay.
First time I had that was when the Mavs were playing for the championship, and a buddy of mine gave me one. I didn't even know it came in a Maduro because we didn't carry Puente at the time.
Yeah.
And so he gives me, we carried the short story, that's all we carried.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to be able to create the way I want this to sound, but I got almost like a dark chocolate wine taste out of it.
Okay.
You know, like the wine was made out of, made from chocolate or chocolate in it. And it was just an interesting smoke. It was a Maduro like I'd never had before.
Yeah.
So that one stands out as
That's
well.
cool. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. They do make chocolate wine,
I know, but not a sweet chocolate wine.
Yeah.
Just a dark chocolate wine, like a Mounds chocolate wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that too. I'll have to get it for you. It's a chick drink, but you might like it. You never know.
They have Mounds chocolate wine.
Not Mounds, but it's dark chocolate. They have dark chocolate. My wife loves the
Why am I playing
fruity,
with the
the
scissor?
dark
Let me get
wines
this.
and the fruity wines and stuff like that. So, yeah, but they make that. So, and then if you want to get into cigars that surprise you, first time I had, I think the first infused cigar I had was the Tobacco Especial, and that threw me for a loop.
Oh yeah, the Negra.
Yeah,
that,
the
that
Negra.
one.
Wasn't
That
expecting
very
that
unique.
at all.
Yeah.
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 And then it just had that straight up coffee chocolate flavor that was like, what? It just was something I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
If they could do that in a non-infused or just get rid of the sweetened tip, then you got something there. But
And I was on the same lines. The Rocky Patel Java.
yeah.
I'd never had a coffee cigar at all, and that was shocking to me. It was just like, wow, this is good. I like it,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I love it.
Yeah.
But, it was just like, I need to buy another one just
Yeah.
to see.
I
if
still
like it.
revisit the Tobacco Specials every once in a while, but it's few and far between.
Yeah, I
for
had
me
one
now.
a couple of weeks ago. Nate gave me one.
But I have not revisited the acids in a long time. I tried. There was a while there where I was smoking them right when I was starting back, and for me now they're just way too saccharine and
Sweet.
yeah, they're very sweet and they're very one note. I mean, it's that same exact thing all the way through. So, each their own. A lot of
Yeah.
people love them. They make a lot of money selling them. So, you can't diss the infused stuff.
And
but
it's
yeah.
a good quality cigar.
Definitely
It's just-
unique cigars, though.
just not
And
a
one of the guys on Cigar Friends is actually doing he called it the acid Kool-Aid test, where he's actually smoking through every single one of the acid line cigars, and he's doing reviews on them. And he's not a cigar smoker; he's a pipe smoker. So for him, it's been a pretty unique experience to smoke all that
that's
stuff.
cool.
So it's these good reviews. If you want to look up that on Cigar Friends, go look up the Kool-Aid acid Kool-Aid test. Pretty funny
I'm
reads
gonna
there.
discard after this.
Are you? Okay. Yeah, so overall, tasty darn smoke. Definitely worth trying and getting a few and putting them in your humidor. And as always, check us out at all the places you can normally check us out at.
iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podcast Land, Podomatic, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
And don't forget to go over to Facebook and add us at Calypso Cigar Review and Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge.
Yep.
And Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Randy Rankin43.
I'm at
God,
wow.
Doing great, man.
Captain Funky Pants.
And the store is at Calypso Cigar Rev. 2 R's.
Yep. And don't forget to give us those shout outs, and we'll give you a shout out on the full episodes.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We will give you shout outs on full episodes.
So, dug it. Check out the Amazon Basin. It's worth a try. See you next time, guys. It's been great
See you
smoking
later,
with you.
Brandon. Jeez, you say your line? Say your line again.
It's been great smoking with you.
See you later, Brandon.
See you later, Randy.
I almost forgot my line.
I know.